Good morning guys, it's Andy from mcfcfantv, just with a big sort of news update really on everything that's going on in the world of Manchester City. The first thing I'm going to start with Douglas Luiz. Well, as we know, last week we found out that he's not going to be permitted a work visa. So what it looks like and was reported in Goal was that he is being touted around on loan and specifically to Benfica. So I think Goal reported that his agent was pushing for a loan move there. He's not really concerned about going back to Girona for another season long loan. And don't forget, Benfica are in the Champions League, so there won't be an issue with work permits being Brazilian, and it should be fine. So it's a shame really, because Pep was very interested in David Luiz, and we saw glimpses of him in the pre-season tour. So it looks like another year for him out on loan, and it looks like it's going to be Benfica above anybody else. So we'll keep an eye on that and see what happens next. Next up, we've got, we'd say news on Jason Denayer. It's old news for us. We put a video out, I don't know when it was around about the 2nd of August, where we said that Celtic were actually interested in taking Jason Denayer back up north. Well, it seems now that not only, according to Gianluca Di Marzio of Sky Italia, reported a day or 24 hours ago that Denayer might be going back to Celtic. I think he still wants to go to Galatasaray. If you listen to what his agent says, he's keen on going back there. Now his contract runs out in 2020. And there was some dispute over a fee. Now City want around about £9 million, around €10 million. Now the transfer window is coming to a close in the next couple of weeks, so City may have to lower that figure to make sure that he gets sold one way or the other. So whether that's to Celtic or whether that's going back to Galatasaray, we'll have to see. So don't forget, if you want to know a little bit more about that particular deal, check out the video that we covered around about the 2nd of August on the Jason Denayer to Celtic thing, giving you the news first before many others. The next bit of news is David Silva. Well, he's finally announced that he is retiring from international football. So it can only be a good thing in the last couple of years of his contract for Manchester City. He can focus with us and have a wonderful end to his career in football in general. Now, if we look at his figures, he made 125 appearances, scoring 35 goals. Now, for a midfielder, that is decent. I think he was the 4th highest ever Spain goal scorer, and he also was 2nd in the assist table for Spain. So he's had a wonderful career. European Championships, he's won World Cups, and so it's I think it's a sad day when you retire from your national team, but it's only going to be a benefit to Manchester City and the final years of his contract. He didn't make a statement, and his full statement basically said, "It's not easy after everything I've experienced to sit down and write this letter. There have been days and weeks of reflection and analysis to make a decision to finish my time with Spain and the national team. Without a doubt, it's one of the hardest decisions of my career. The national team has given me everything and allowed me to grow as a player and as a person. From my first days in the youth setup, I leave with pride after playing 125 games and scoring 35 goals in a 12-year spell where we lifted the World Cup and two European Championships." He then said, "I leave happy with all I've achieved, experienced and dreamed with a team that will be remembered forever, and I have ended on an era filled with emotion from all these moments that come to mind, like Luis Aragonés, a teacher that none of us will ever forget." He then just basically went on to say that he wanted to thank his family for all the support that they've offered him, and he said without that support he would never have been able to reach the heights that he did with the national team. So like I said, career comes to an end, an international career generally comes to an end first, and then that's followed by your normal club career coming to a natural end. So we've got 2 more years of David Silva before potentially he retires from football in general, and that's, for me, certainly is my favourite all-time Man City player. As you know, it's going to be a very, very sad day. The next bit of news is, I'm sure you've all seen it, it was the comments made by Ian Wright yesterday on Radio 5 Live, I think it was, the football show, and he was talking about Rahhem Sterling. I'll just read you some of the comments that he actually made, and you might be able to see in a graphic some of the statements that he made about Rahhem Sterling and his treatment by the media. I mean, this is not new news. This is old news that you know, has been on and on and on for the last 2-3 years, since basically since his move from Liverpool to Manchester City. And he said they don't get that much stick talking about excuse me, other players. For whatever reason, they don't rub up the people in the corridors of power the wrong way. He said, I think there is an agenda against him, and that's without a shadow of a doubt, there's an agenda against Rahhem Sterling. He said there's an element of people at high end of the media who want to keep the guy down. Simple. He said, when you look at the wave of criticism that he takes, there's a certain amount of racism towards it. What else can it be, he's basically saying. They're picking on him because of the background he has come from, and they want to keep him down, drag him back down. They don't want him to continue to be a success. People say you are playing the racism card, but you give me a good reason why Rahhem Sterling gets the stick he gets for just being a footballer. So, I mean, harsh words and strong words from Ian Wright, and true words. I mean, we've said it as City fans. We did a big video pre-World Cup when the whole leg tattoo came out, and I did a video, check that video out about it, and it was all about some of the specific people within the media who have consistently wrote negative articles. Now, I'm not going as far as to say using the word racism or racist, etc. I'm not a man of colour, and I don't know whether there is an agenda and whether it's a racist agenda. I do know there is an agenda, but I don't know whether it's a racist agenda against Rahhem Sterling. So, you know, it's good to see the likes of Ian Wright, famous footballer, and has been involved in lots of anti-racism campaigns, coming out and speaking about this, because it is, you know, it's after the World Cup, and yet still people are trying to write negative articles again. I don't think it really bothers him. I mean, Rahhem Sterling said himself, I don't bother about it anymore, and I'm strong enough to cope. So, you know, we're on his side as long as he plays for Man City, and he keeps bagging in sort of bangers like he did against Arsenal. Then I'm sure the kid's happy. Who are we to complain? The next bit is the kit launch, the third kit. Now, I know we've done videos on kits. There's been lots of people doing videos on kits and posting things on social media about kits. We've mentioned the home kit before. Personally, it's not my favourite. I don't like the neck, but I do like the away kit. And then you look at the design, and I'll put up an image of the alleged image, because it's from footyheadlines.com, so it's got some watermarks over it. We've got a dark blue kit with stripes on. Why have we gone for a purple and an orange stripe? The stripe is sort of reminiscent to the old sort of white kit with the red and black stripes down it. Why not just stick to something like that? Use the same colours. If they're claiming that the stripy kit is a harkback to the '99 kit, then go back and look at the infamous white kit that was only a few years back. A brilliant looking kit. And then they use this purple and orange. I mean, it's a monstrosity, in my opinion. Absolutely awful. It looks like it's got similar neckline to the other kits, and not for me. So bring on Puma as quickly as possible. And the last sort of little bit of news. This was in City Watch, and it says that City has shown an interest in the Dutch Moroccan midfielder Ashraf El Madoui, or Madoui, I believe if I've got that wrong, then please let me know. He plays his football for AS Trenčín in the Slovakian league. So I go to Slovakia quite a bit. So hopefully, if he's playing out there and he's still there, maybe I'll get to see him. He's 22 years of age. He's a product of the Ajax Academy, and it looks like he's going to be on a free transfer coming soon. City has shown an interest, as well as Sevilla. So we'll see. It looks like potentially another young kid, though this time he's 22, he's not sort of 17, 18, 19. Potentially City are going to be in for him, and you know exactly where he's going to go. Bang, straight over to NSE Breda, it looks like. So he's made 22 appearances, scoring 4 goals, contributing in 3 assists. So we'll see. Don't know much about him with some of these kids. But yeah, anyway, guys, this is Andy from Man City Fan TV. Don't forget, I want to say a massive thank you to Sharon Latham yesterday, and also to David White, for giving me sort of 5 hours of their time. It was funny with Sharon. It was funny and had a really good laugh and some great insights and stories and things like that. Those videos will come out at some point in the future. We've got 2 hours with Sharon, so we'll break it down to various small parts, and we'll drip feed them out over the coming weeks for you. David, yeah, brutally honest, and yeah, quite difficult conversation, let's say, about the topic we were talking about. Great to reminisce about his football career and talk about different players and things like that. But and then we moved into the whole issue with the Barry Bennell case and his book. So yesterday, as promised, this is David White's book, Shades of Blue. I got David to sign for the 2 winners. There's one. That one's for Dave, and also I got another one, and that was for Robert. And he wanted his message, and it was, all the best, Robert. Once a blue, always a blue. So you can see there, he's got that. We're going to get these in the post to you. Don't forget, Dave, to send us your address. We are going to look at, you'll see before all the videos and after the videos starting tomorrow, we're going to give David's book a plug for a week. And please look at the information. Go and look at the website and the email address. Purchase it. It's £20. It's signed. David will put your personal message in there, and he'll also send it to you anywhere in the UK free of charge. So yeah, this is the book. We'll plug it every single video and after every video as well. Just a quick sort of 5-second plug for David. So if you haven't got one, go out there, email him, go and see him. 20 quid, and you'll have your own personalised message from the legend that is David White, and it'll be sent to you anywhere in the UK. Anyway, guys, this is Andy from Man City Fan TV. Hope you enjoyed the roundup on some latest news. Don't forget, keep those subscribers coming. We're now pushing 2,500. Quickly, we're hoping to hit the 3,000, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I've got another big interview coming up soon with the ex-Manchester City captain and legend, that is Andy Morrison. Anyway, guys, this is Andy from Man City Fan TV, and we'll see you soon.